Player ratings then, let's get straight into it. Sheffield United 0 Everton 1 at Bramall Lane. Not a fantastic game of football whatsoever, certainly not a classic that we'll be talking about for years, but a win nonetheless. And sometimes you're going to get those games where they're horrible, you know, you've got to fight, you've got to give, you know, put in a real effort, and you might only come away with a 1-0 victory. And Sheffield United might feel a little bit done by today, but the teams that finish in the top ends of the table go out and win those type of games. So let's get into it. Jordan Pickford, I'm going to give him a 7 today. Didn't have anything to do whatsoever, really. They really didn't threaten him. I don't think he even made a save in the second half, to be perfectly honest with you. Certainly didn't have much to do in the first half either. But you know what? I think they had a shot that flashed across the goal line just before half time, and I think he got fingertips to it. But other than that, he didn't really have much to do, did he, to be perfectly honest? So I'm giving him a 7. Mason Holgate, he's getting an 8. Another solid performance by Mason today. Again, it wasn't a classic, and the defence didn't have an awful lot to do, but it's always difficult rating the defence in games like this because they didn't really get trouble, but they also didn't really put a foot wrong. We gifted them a few too many opportunities at the start of the game, and it looked really, really sluggish. But ultimately, I think Mason individually done well. He done what he needed to do. He moved, you know, he moved into centre-back when Seamus Coleman come on for Michael Keane and done a decent job there. So he's getting an 8 today. Michael Keane at centre-back then, giving him a 7. Again, not an awful lot to do, but he was solid. Another solid performance by Michael Keane. Unsure as to why he come off. To be honest, it was a bit of a strange one by Carlo Ancelotti. Maybe there was a slight injury in there. I don't really know, but he's getting a 7 today because he was overall he done okay. Didn't really have an awful lot to do, but he done okay. Yerry Mina next to him. Sorry about the noise, by the way, if you can hear. There's cars flying up and down. I'm on County Road, so there's cars flying up and down. Yerry Mina, he's also getting a 7 again. Didn't have a massive amount to do, but done what he needed to do. Won a lot of balls in the air. Big, solid defending for, you know, pretty much the entirety of the game, and really kept Sheffield United's attackers at bay, even though he didn't have an awful lot of chances. You know, Yerry Mina done well, especially when they were lumping the ball forward and trying to hit us on behind. Yerry done well to just make sure that he stopped that. Ben Goffy getting a 9 today. Brilliant again. Absolutely brilliant. What a performance that was by Ben Goffy today. So demanding, showing his leadership qualities again, picking balls up, running with the ball. He just looks like a comfortable left back. And for a lad that's come in and is naturally a centre half by trade, and you know, has played right back and CDM before, he looks so comfortable at left back, and again he did today. He was absolutely brilliant, and you can't fault him. Again, like I said, really solid defensively, getting forward, showing his leadership skills, so he is getting a 9. Into midfield then, Tom Davies, giving Tom an 8. Actually thought Tom had a decent game, to be honest. He was getting his foot on the ball, he was working hard, he was fighting, he was moving forward, he was winning the ball back. He made a couple of decent tackles as well. And you know what, he's had a lot of stiff recently, Tom Davies, but I actually thought he put in a really solid performance, so he is getting an 8 today. Abdoulaye Doucouré, he's getting an 8.5, boosted up by the assist for Gylfi Sigurdsson's goal. But again, another really, really good game today by Abdoulaye Doucouré. Everywhere, fighting, battling, throwing his foot in, getting involved, making himself known. Just a really, really solid performance by Abdoulaye Doucouré today, and again, you can't really fault him. Gylfi Sigurdsson, I'm going to have to give him a 9, and he scored the winning goal. Ultimately wasn't massively in the game, probably deserves more like an 8, to be honest with you, because he wasn't massively in the game. He done well, threw a couple of challenges in, got himself involved a bit, but ultimately he scored the winning goal, and he's got the 3 points for Everton today, and it's a great finish as well. So you know what, I am giving him a 9 for scoring the winning goal and for slotting it away in that fashion. I thought he was solid today, I did. Up to the attackers then, Anthony Gordon starting on the left, give him a 6. Struggled a bit to get in the game, Anthony Gordon. Worked very, very hard, don't get me wrong, but I think he did struggle to get in the game at times in the first half. He picked the ball up a couple of times and tried to break through his man, but just couldn't. And ultimately he was taken off very early on in the game, which I did think was harsh by Carlo Ancelotti, but you know what? It was bound to happen, wasn't it? As soon as Anthony Gordon wasn't lighting it up, he was bound to be the first person to come off. Other side then, Iwobi, giving Iwobi a 7. He done okay in patches. I thought there was times in the first half where he struggled a little bit and he faded out a little bit, but again, you know, in patches he done really well. That little run at the end of the first half was fantastic, picking the ball up, you know, using his dribbling, using his quality, getting in behind players and getting to the edge of the box. He should have had a shot, to be honest, but he didn't. And you know, again, in the second half he done okay as well. He was getting himself about. And then Dom, gonna give Dom a 7.5. Worked really hard again, won everything in the air near enough. Again, battled, and can't really fault him for that. Didn't get his goal today, very nearly had a goal, a fantastic chance where he chested down in the first half, and the volley is absolutely exquisite. But very unlucky that he didn't get it. But again, worked his bollocks off as per usual, and another really solid performance. On to the substitute bench then, Bernard. Bernard's getting an 8.5. Thought he was excellent today. Best performance he's put in an Everton shirt for a long time. He had an impact. He was an impact sub and he had an impact. How many times have we said, you know, in previous weeks that Bernard's been coming on to be that impact sub and he's just not having an impact, whereas he did today. Every ball that he got, he was running forward, he was using his pace, he was using his quality, his dribbling was good, he's getting in good areas, he had a big part to play in the goal as well, and he had a real impact on the game. I thought Bernard done really well. Gomez then, again, I'm going to give Gomez a 7.5 to be honest. I thought he done well off the bench again, won a couple of balls defensively and worked hard in there. Should have had a penalty in the last couple of minutes of the game as well, and you know, just worked hard, just really battled and worked his arse off for the team. And Seamus Coleman, he's getting a 7. Started in at right back, done really well, got down the line a couple of times to be fair, didn't have an awful lot to do defensively, but again he was solid, wasn't he? He was solid. And Carlo, look, Carlo's getting a 10 because we've won again. If you noticed, I only really rate Carlo when we win, but look, it's a tough game today, a real slugfest, and ultimately the difference between sides that fight for titles at the end of the season, and I'm not saying we will fight for the title, but the difference between sides that fight for titles at the end of the season is being able to win those games, and we've won that today. There you go, they are the player ratings. Let me know your thoughts on them in the comment section down below. If you've enjoyed it, please leave a like, don't forget to subscribe if you are new as well. Big thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.